Hello. Okay, I'm James. This is a video for my garden, which should be interesting. It's a garden of weed as such. We've had such a dry summer. It's not dry, it's been a cracking summer, it really has. The temperatures just soaring, but it took its toll a little bit on the garden. But last week or so we've had quite a bit of rain. All three of my water butts are full up again. This one here is it's sprung a leak. But anyway, I'll try to keep this short, this video. Bear in mind, we've had rain, the weeds have gone mad, and when I come here, this was just lawn with a little bit in the middle, which was just like a weeping willow full of rose. But anyway, I think what I'm going to show you first is my bee garden, because the setting sun is starting to shine on it, and that's a distress call from the swallows. There's loads of them up there, although you can't see them. But anyway, right, so cosmos. These are grown from seeds, and they're quite interesting. There's, just looking up, there's about 30 odd swallows up there. Strange. Very good. But anyway, so cosmos. Done these from seed. Some of the buds are coming through as well, which is quite good. Got some lighter pink ones. They're quite pretty. So I've done a cosmos. I thought these were dwarf. They may be dwarf, I'm not sure. These ones have not flowered yet, but I can't even see any buds on that one, to be honest. But there's other, I think, Brightling cosmos. They're nearly finished now. I've got one there, that orange one, but they look very similar to the marigolds. I had oh goodness me, petunias, I think they were called. They are almost finished. And my snapping dragons, bees love them. It's all very good. That's what it's all about, the wildlife side of it, I think. The light's fading a little. So I've got rhubarb here. I was given these this year, beginning of the sort of late spring. 2 crowns. There's one there because I'm not sure where to put it, so I'll put it in. It's a fair sized pot. It's quite large. It's good enough. It was in a clay based soil, so it's better in there for now. There's 2 of them. I'll show you the other one shortly. I think as the sun's coming through for setting, I'm going to go over the other side so then the light shines on it. But while we're here, I've got me... Right, well, first off, let's explain this. It's going to be a homemade greenhouse. I've got 2x4 sheets of toughened glass, which is going to go in there. But I've made a plan now with this. It's not going to be here. I'm moving it. But anyway, I've got my Alicante, is it? Alicante tomatoes? They're tomatoes. So they've come up. They've been doing quite well because of the sun. These here have come up. These are last year's tomatoes, somehow seeded. Obviously they've grown their seeds because I didn't plant any in the ground this year. So And last year there was just pots of tomatoes. So that's how that's happened, I think. I'll just show you a quick problem I had with broad beans, which is this. It's like rusting. I think that's what it is, rusty, I don't know. So that's the last one, that's got to come out, that's done. Broad beans there, they were rather good. But they're grown again. These, I've cut them all back, like them ones there. Them ones there, I've cut them all back to the ground. These ones have started growing again, which is strange. But it's not strange, it's good. Peas, these need to come up. They got sun scorched. But I have noticed here and there, I've got new ones coming through. They're not ready yet, nearly there. I've got so much weeding to do, it's incredible. But I've got the next 3 days off, so I'm going to be doing that. I've just seen there, got some fresh flowers coming up, so they're continuing. So what I might do, I might just snip all the old buggers off like that. Snip them off and be done with. Now here, you see them? These are purple queens. Climbing beans. I grew them in with the runner beans. Try and show you the runner beans. There. The autofocus isn't too brilliant on this. So I've done one runner bean, dwarf bean, and so on and so on. So I thought I was going to have some nice orange and purple flowers. Didn't work because these are dwarf beans and they're literally what they mean. Dwarf beans, and they're so little, they're down there in the weeds. They just need sorting out. Excuse me. I'm just going to come over here for a moment. Right, so this whole, let me get up here. This section here, it's like a square. Along there, through there, was going to be my patio, but now well, I'm going to grow it, basically. So that old sort of thing there is going to come out, put this bench over there, take all this up. It's got like a sheet thing under it, so I'm going to pull the sheet up, dig it over, grow it. So that'll be even more veg for next year. But I'm going to leave the bee garden over there because I like that. So coming over here, now also in the bee garden, you've got a rose. When I first moved here 2 years ago, it was like a this was all lawn, bear in mind. It was like a big weeping willow type rose with all white flowers. It's quite pretty, but it just took up a lot of space. So after these flowers are finished here, I'm going to take that rose up and put it here under, I'll call the bird tree, because this is where I feed the birds, and because of where I am here in West Wales, the birds feed on birds. For instance, goshawks and sparrowhawks and whatnot. It's quite a good. It's brilliant here. It really is. But this corner here, this is going to be like my wildlife garden. The pond was already here. I was going to throw that one, but I can't because that's as full as it gets. There's a split in the side somewhere, but I've got newts in there. There's lots of newts in there. So I wanted another pond here, which is what's going to happen. I've cleared all this out this week because this was it was a sea of dock leaves. So it's been dug out, roots and all, which look like parsnips, really. But anyway, I have another pond there. I need to tip there in the new one because of the newts and just leave it propped up so they can all make their way in. And then there is where I'm going to have that greenhouse frame, the wooden frame, when it's finished. Will be there for my tomatoes and chilies next season. Now I need to clear all this stuff here out. I'm going to leave a couple of them trees there though, because it's like the birds. I've got so many birds, the birds like it there. This here, the yellow sheeting, there's a friendly farmer over there. He, round that corner there, just past the slurry pit, is a massive pile of cow dung, well rotted, couple of years old. He put a whole front load of scoop of it over the wall for me here, which I've used to mulch my vegetable bed this year. So it's done well, I like it. And then obviously when this is all up, I'll get the rotavator out of the garage there. Just got taped up windows because there's swallows in there. I've got a rotavator in there, and that can just all be turned up. And I've just seen, looking here, I wasn't going to let these get too long this year, but that's got to be a foot long. Foot long that run of beans. Lovely. They need sorting out tomorrow. The light is fading a bit now because I think it's coming up to 9 o'clock. So, but we'll see. But anyway, so, crikey, we're 12 minutes already. This is my, like I said, this is just my main garden. So it's going to be my garden stroke allotment. I've got sweet corn over there and kohlrabi there. I've had one of them already. Sweet corn here. Little, again, it's compost area, but it's a wildlife area at the same time. We go over there. I'm just looking at the cloud over there again. We keep having all these little rain showers. But anyway, right, let's have a look over here. Oh, actually, while I'm here, I've got my parsnips. Last year I did one row of parsnips, which were absolutely fantastic, so good. I've done 2 rows this year, and 2 rows of onions there, whites and reds. They failed a bit because they're a bit late starting, and haven't really taken off. But potatoes have gone mad. These are my seconds. They've gone mad. But they've gone really wide and bushy. That's like, really, it's colossal. But anyway, they should be nice. First earlies were here. But I pulled them up. Eating them. I've only got probably, half a dozen left, I think. They were nice, and then I put carrots in. Got 2 rows of carrots. So these are baby carrots, summer growing ones, quick germinating. But obviously, since we've just recently had a week's worth of rain, the potatoes they've tripled in the foliage. It's tripled, absolute colossal. And just quickly, I'll show you the pumpkin. The pumpkin plant. Right, now this, I've done this water bottle idea, which was on Cliff's video. Brilliant idea, and it works. Trouble I had was it was growing through the potatoes, onions, and working its way through the parsnips over there. So it's had a good chop through in there. Got to be careful with these because they're actually really quite prickly. And because the light's fading, you can't see too well. So what I'll do probably in another few days is another video, but in here I did notice I've got a nice firm fruit, so I'll put some foil under it to keep it off the ground from rotting. I need to do some research on that, on basically looking after it. So just a quick look before it gets dark. It's really dropping down quick. The sun is, that is. Sweet corn, there's 10 there, 10 plants. I planted 30 seeds, 10 germinated, that was it. And kohlrabi, lovely stuff. Never done it, just tried it, grew it, didn't know what it was, tried a bit. It's nice, only raw, I've only had it raw. Put it in a nice tomato chili dip. It's quite good. Just over here I've got these. I do not know what these are, but the bees absolutely love this stuff, whatever it is. But I've been keeping it trimmed back this year because last year it grew out past the path here, which needs again cutting back, growing. But next video I do on my garden, this will be all nice and tidy, de-weeded. But here I don't know what to do with this area here. I've got compost, that's the original one when I moved here, and I've got these 3 here which are like Daleks really. That one's this year's growth, these 2 are empty, that's last year's growth. But that stuff on top, here's the rhubarb and the rose I've cut back, which will be just chopped up and put in there. Stinger nettles all looked a bit droopy there at the minute, but the underside of the leaves are smothered in moths. Now up there somewhere in my chimney, under the slates, the bats, I've got bats come out, and the bats feed on the moths, and it's quite a nice wildlife thing going on here. So for now that is basically it. Where can I show you the whole garden? I don't know. I'll go over in that corner. I'll start over here. So obviously got the lawn, they're just outbuildings, lean-tos, whatever you want to call them. So that's going to be growing. That's my veg patch at the minute. These paths, I dug all them up out of the lawn. They were already there, I just dug it all up. Yeah, and that's it. That's my garden. It's not massive, but it is to me because it's huge to what I'm used to. That's the moon chair, by the way. You can lay in there and look at the moon, but you know, it's not out yet. But hey ho, anyway, so until say the next time, this has been my garden stroke allotment as it is at the minute, and hopefully I'll get a couple more videos in this season and show you a bit of progress. So that's it, 18 minutes 56. I'll say goodbye, and see you again in the next one. Okay, ta-ra, bye.